Hi, welcome to the 1 Liter Podcast. You will watch us drinking 1 liters of beer whilst talking about shies. Please like and subscribe. Welcome to the 1 Liter.
It does start with giggling.
Yeah, welcome back to the crew. Today we're playing 23 questions. It's kind of like 21 questions, but there's 23 of them. And Eli is going to host for us. Let's go.
Sure am. Okay, so very simply, we're going to change the order of who answers first. Best answer gets nothing, but the worst answer, I don't know, take a bigger sip. I don't know. But I'll be assigning who's got the worst answer.
Big sips.
Any questions? By the way, we're going to see a whole bunch of different questions. I don't know how they're going to flow. It could be wildly different. There could be a yes or a no. There could be a, I want more of an explanation.
Okay.
Any questions about my questions?
No, sir.
No.
All right. First one is a very random theoretical. Okay. Your first option is you just live your life. I'm just assuming you guys are all, we're near enough 30. So just, the next 50 years, whatever. Or I'm going to give you another one. You're born into a very successful family. You would then kill it in business. Kill it. We're talking multi-mils. Great family, loving wife, whatever. When you turn 50, let's say when you turn 50, you decide it's going to be a good idea to go on that submersible to the Titanic. And it sinks and blows up. And you have to bring your kid.
Ooh.
Are you doing it?
Who's going first?
Adam.
I'd like to live my life as normal.
Okay.
I'd like to presume there's another 35 to 50 years after that.
Yeah, but you get 50 years from age 0, so like the best years, and you get to be rich. And it's an instant death. But your idiocy means that your kid died.
But is there any guarantee that you won't be, like, you'll be insanely rich in that scenario?
Yes.
But in scenario A, you could be comfortable. I'll take those odds.
You back yourself that much, Adam?
I do.
Okay.
I would like to.
I'm the same as Adam.
Yeah.
I'll live normal.
Mm.
For however long I live.
I think you made the age too young because I'm going to pick my normal life too.
God damn. What is wrong with me that I would go? Fuck my son. I don't care.
No, you need a drink. You need to have a sip.
No, fine. All right,
Imagine the euphoria of being on that submersible for the first 99% of the journey.
I just think, okay, no one's death is funny, but it's a little funny that guy made his kid do something he didn't want to do, only to have him explode at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah.
It's a bit funny.
Yeah. Death by implosion, really.
Yeah, it's a good way to go.
So quick. Less than a second, like a few milliseconds.
Yeah. All right. I got another very random one for you, and then we'll get into some more serious ones.
Ooh.
All right. You're in a situation where you have to defend yourself. You don't know anything more than that. You can either have with you a non-ballistic weapon. So like I'm not giving you a gun, but you can have a club or a sword or something.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can have 2 people in this room by your side. You don't know which 2.
And we don't know what they're attacking us with or anything.
No, you don't
Or
know
what
anything
we're
about
defending ourselves against.
It could be a bunch of
Could
bees.
be a bear.
Yeah, you got no idea.
Oh, it could be bees. You're right.
You got no idea.
And nobody doing shit with a sword for bees.
No. What do you want? Starting with Milad.
What? So it's either us on our own with a bunch of weapons.
No, just one.
You get a weapon that doesn't shoot anything.
Okay, so a weapon.
Yeah.
Or 2 of you guys.
And you're unsure what the threat is.
Yeah.
It's kind of like beast games.
I'll choose a weapon.
What weapon?
What weapon?
Lightsaber.
Ooh.
Oh,
No, give it to
that
you.
is
That's-
non-realistic. Yeah.
All right, sure.
That's pretty
cool.
quality.
Yeah.
So what is the definition of ballistic?
Shoots.
I thought you were going to ask what a lightsaber is.
Shoots anything?
Yeah. So even bow and arrow, I'm not giving it to you.
What about it's my turn next, right?
Yeah.
What about a blowtorch or like a
Like
flamethrower?
we're not.
You're making a creme brulee.
If a
What are you
meringue
doing?
is attacking you, then that's
Yeah,
well, I'm
that's
just-
a fox.
I'm just thinking of bees or a bear. They're two very different things, but a flamethrower would work on both.
Flamethrower, I'm not giving you.
It's
A
ballistic, isn't it?
blowtorch, fine, because the flame's like,
Yeah,
yay.
okay. That's not doing shit.
The flame is 6 inches. Okay, whatever.
I'm gonna do.
brulee torch.
Yeah.
I would probably still do. Oh, you can't beat a lightsaber. I'm gonna do the weapon, but it has to be something like. I'll do the weapon and I'll do a pitchfork. That's right.
You heard him say lightsaber and you're
Yep.
going to take a pitchfork.
Yep.
Why?
You think Obi-Wan is going to get just
Like a
overrun
trident.
by a farmer?
Yep. Trident.
All right.
I'm rocking it.
That's the worst answer so far. Ladham, what do you got?
I'm taking Anduril, Flame of the West.
Oh, yes. Great answer.
Aragorn.
Oh, yes.
Not
Nice
only
shirt, my
because
lad.
it would be a very sharp sword, it would also allow me to command the army of the dead.
Mm.
Oh.
That's a great answer. Unfortunately, no points for best answer, but that is a good answer. Phil, you are distant third on that one.
Doing a bit of KYC.
Next question, or like follow on from that. Who do you see as more of a threat? Malad with a lightsaber or three of us?
The other three.
Whoever. I think Malad's got it.
Yeah.
I'd rather,
With a lightsaber,
Yeah, I think-
100%.
yeah, that's a good choice.
100%.
Good choice. There you go. Justifies the first one. All right. We're changing tack now.
Okay.
Because again, I do want to, there's going to be a bunch of very random questions here. I'm going to ask you to steal a trait from the person to your left. What would you steal?
My turn first.
Oh, actually, I don't want you because you're going to steal from me. So Adam, it's back to you. And then I'll pick on Phil. So what are you taking from Malad?
We're pretty much identical.
Yeah.
The 10.
Also, we don't have to go in order. Like if someone's got an answer in the chamber
Yeah.
and want to help your boy, that's fine.
Help him out or my answer?
No,
My
your
answer's
answer.
clearly height.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good.
I'm just going to grow myself by like a foot.
Yeah, it's a good feeling.
I'm
I
taking.
Also, it's a bit rude to say clearly. I've got other things going on.
Ah.
No, I don't. You're
I
right.
think I'm taking Malad's genetic disposition to play in the NRL
Oh, yeah. Nice.
or predetermination to play. I think if I was you, I would have ended up in the
Oh,
NRL.
thanks.
Oh, really? Is that a dream of yours, Adam?
No, but if I had Malad's, DNA.
Really?
Can I say if I got Malad, it would be, and I think this took me years and I still can't. Malad takes a joke at his own expense better than anyone I've ever met. Like there's a quiet confidence there that's just, I could say anything and he's like, yeah, kind of, yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Eli, you don't get to steal from Malad. You have to steal from Adam.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
True. Okay, sorry, but it is Malad's thing.
I'll take Phil's ability to eat like shit and walk around absolutely jacked.
Thank you, sir.
I think that's belittling. Like,
Thank you. No, I take that.
Okay.
A lot of people see me eat shit and they're like, how are you shredded?
I've never seen you eat a salad.
You're right.
Yeah. We all ate pizza. I'm gonna be the one that's gonna affect the most.
I don't know about that.
I have to run 5Ks 4 days a week for me to
there's
just
nothing I hate more than fat people trying to justify.
Phil can just go to sleep, wake up, and
Do you know how much paddle I play, bro? It takes work to look like this.
Maybe I should get into paddle.
What am I going to take from Adam?
What I wonder.
His penny pinching nature is.
Certainly not going to be a foreskin.
Nah. Oh, brilliant.
No, I think I'd probably take. You're as likable a person, particularly corporate, but really in any situation. If anyone were to not like me, I'd be like, yeah, it's probably fair call. But if someone would not like you, I'd be like, what's wrong with you? Like, come on, he's a very likable chap.
It's very
I don't
true.
know anyone who's like worked with you or knows you that doesn't have good things to say.
It's a very, very kind thing to say.
I'm a very kind man at
You are.
times.
You are.
May I make a suggestion?
Make a
Eli?
suggestion.
Take his beard, god damn it.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
I'd be unstoppable. Yeah. Imagine the hairline.
Oh, yeah. The hairline and the beard. Can you take that as a
yeah.
package?
Schrodinger's jawline.
Just the hair from the neck up. Take that.
Jawline.
The hair genetics.
The
The hair genetics. Oh, look, I'm holding out. It's okay. I'm going all right for now.
He's got the hair. It's just
Nah.
a fair ways from his eyes.
Eli's answer were much deeper than that.
They were.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to have a deep podcast here, Phil.
Okay,
God,
sorry.
Eli had the nicest answer.
Yeah, thank you.
You have a sip of that.
All right, let's
Lime,
let's change course radically. Would you rather your kid changes their gender or converts to Islam?
Converts to Islam, hands down.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that cancelable? Can I say that?
You can say whatever you want.
Yeah.
It's your podcast.
That is true. I'm the one getting cancelled, if anything.
Famed transphobe Phil.
Oh, it's not because I'm phobic about it. It's just because I wouldn't know what to do. It would just be a very confusing situation for me.
Hmm.
I guess, but same with the Islam thing. I also wouldn't have any clue, but at least I could respect it. I'm like, okay, I get it. You're trying to pray a lot. Yeah.
You clearly get Islam, don't you?
Absolutely. I know exactly what it's about. Clearly.
I think I already know, my lads.
Well, what do you think it is?
Got to be Islam.
Nah, I don't think it is.
What?
No. Actually, yeah, thinking about it,
Yeah.
it's a tough one.
Oh, this is great podcast
Okay,
listening
I'll
right
jump
here.
in.
This is
Let
really...
Adam
I'll
answer,
jump in.
and then maybe his answer
I'd
will influence
rather
mine.
that they revert to Islam.
Revert.
That's
What?
the technical jargon for
Okay.
you don't convert, you revert. That's what they
Ah.
call it.
Is it?
Is that
So
implying
what's
that
a
I was
re-
like born Islam and then forgot?
I think so.
That's one.
Oh, that's so arrogant. I hate that
Yeah, that's what-
terminology.
yeah.
Fuck
Yeah,
you. I wasn't Islam.
Yeah,
Islamic,
I think
rather?
the whole idea is that everyone is born.
Oh,
Muslim.
no. Speak for yourself, champ. I'm
Yeah.
not having that.
I was born a Buddhist.
Nah, I'm sticking with my answer. I would prefer them to be trans.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, chop your
Huge.
dick off.
Get it off.
Yeah,
What if it's chick?
Get it on.
stick it on you. Strap on. There's ways around it. No, I think
I'm not going to go further into the conversation.
the whole gender thing's it's not an issue to me, to be honest.
Yeah, fair.
I feel like if someone genuinely doesn't feel like they're in their own body,
Yeah.
genuinely, not saying like, oh, my teacher said I'm a
yeah,
girl, so I'm
not,
a girl,
and not the parents.
then I'm okay with that.
Yeah, and
'Cause
not
then
the
it's
parents
like-
pushing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because obviously I'm not gonna dress you up in a depending on what you choose to be, but I think it's if it's your choice, then yeah, fine. As long as it's done at an appropriate age.
I was about
Is
to
that
say,
an-
if we're
is-
implying it's over 18,
Yeah.
that's a very
Yeah.
different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that an
Because
Islamophobic
then you're an
answer?
adult.
God damn.
I think
God,
it is.
no, God damn you
Yeah,
for
to
making
America.
it so serious and real. Like,
No, it's a serious
I
real
have-
podcast, boys. It's
I
fun.
have to agree with you there. Like,
Welcome to
I-
Going Deep with Elijah Swift.
But if they became Muslim, then I don't know.
I don't know how to take
I'd
that.
have to send
Adam.
them to
That's what she
to
said.
Gaza. I'd have to send them to Gaza if they became Muslim.
Send them to Dagestan.
Yeah. Dagestan, 1 week. We 1 week, come
Brother-
back.
brother,
don't
we
worry.
look after them.
Yeah.
I don't have a worse answer for that. I think they're all pretty valid. What is the best deal you've ever gotten? I don't know who's answering first.
Well, you're choosing.
All right. Well, I don't want to pick Adam
Best
because I've
deal.
already said something anti-Semitic. So, my lad, you go.
Well, I'm always first. Best deal?
Best deal.
I don't think I've ever gotten a deal in my life. I just cop it. They're like, yeah, the price is 10 grand. All right.
The price is 10 grand, but that's like fair enough.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Like, what do you
Two
do?
large
You
pizzas,
just bought some
please.
eggs at Woolies. Yeah, well, that's gave me the price.
Just rocks up to the bar. It's like, can I get 2 bourbon and cokes? Yeah, that'll be $60.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I think the best deal. I don't know.
Oh man.
Jeez, if
Oh,
you
it
didn't
would
have-
have
if
to
you
be.
didn't
You know
have
what?
bad
It would have to be. It wasn't really a deal that I got. It was that one that my partner got. She ordered 4 bottles of Don Julio tequila, which are like $200 each, and then they fucked up the order and they gave us 8.
Oh,
Pretty good.
So we literally had like close to $1,000, probably more.
so it was an
1.5K.
accidental
Yeah.
best order ever.
Yeah. So we got double the volume for
It's a good deal.
one of the price. Yeah.
Oh my
Mm.
God, that is actually a really good deal.
Mm.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything. The only thing I can think of is because I'm in the car world. I've bought cars and then just managed to sell them years later for more than I bought them for without doing much to them.
Yeah.
So that's probably my good deals.
What's the best profit you made on one of them?
It wouldn't be much, but like you've used it for 3 years. And
Oh,
you can-
yeah, that's a
you
great
sell
deal.
it for
Yeah.
$1,000 more. That's a
Great
win.
deal. Yeah.
Absolute win. That's mine.
I think for me, it was getting a premium economy seat for the price of an economy ticket.
Dude, that-
Beautiful.
I felt like I was
Don't
living,
tell the
mate.
boys at synagogue that. That'd be fucking ashamed. You kidding?
Oh, goodness. What's yours?
I mean, there's a couple. One time I was buying a few things electronics wise, and they just forgot that I was buying 2 TVs, so they just didn't put it on the thing. So that was pretty sweet.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
You
I just
paid
gotta-
for one TV and
Yeah,
got
and
2.
dude, I was just sweating as he was ringing it up, and I'm like, because I've already got discounts on everything else, and I was buying 2 because my parents needed a new one. So I'm like, oh, I'll get him a TV, great. And he's just, this is a final price. So, can we do? It ended up like 3,200 or something for a whole bunch of stuff. And I'm like, can we do just an even 3? And he's like, yeah, okay, fine.
Oh, and you even negotiated.
Oh, I was negotiating.
Whilst getting a
Dude,
TV for free.
I love getting a deal. I love it.
You do.
But honestly, my first property in Strathfield is only just coming off its interest rate this month. 1.9% still.
Oh, my
Wow.
God.
Yeah.
You're about to cop it right in the throat.
It sucks.
You're about to get throat
But also-
punched
yeah, I
by
know.
the banks.
I know. I've been deferring it for years, but yeah.
Can I change my answer?
Change
The
it.
best deal I've ever gotten. It was me and some of the boys when we were just right at the end of high school.
Mm.
And we're just out being hooligans. And we're like, let's go get some Subway. We're like, doesn't one of our classmates work there? We rock up. He worked there. We ordered like 5 subs, drinks, cookies. And old mate gets to the checkout and he's like, yeah, that'll be $8.70. We're like, boop. Thanks, buddy. Bye.
Let's just get
Right,
hooked
so
up
let's
with Boyd,
recap
yeah.
here. Let's recap here. Free TV.
Yep.
Probably $750 to $1,000 worth of liquor.
Yeah.
$2,000 on a flight seat, and probably $5 on a sandwich.
$30 on a Subway order.
Look,
Oh, yeah.
this is my podcast, champ. You had the worst answer. You're drinking.
Fantastic.
All right. This is an interesting one, and I forget who's going first. But what was your? And you'll hear this parlance a couple of times. What was your favorite or least favorite, depending on how you look at it, rebellious act growing up? And rebellious against whoever.
As in like a repeatable act? And it's your favorite or least favorite? Or what are you talking about? You did something once?
So rebellious,
Yeah,
like you rebelled against somebody.
got it. And it
What
was
does
either
repeatable
your...
got to do with it?
Pardon?
What does repeatable got to do with it?
Like you're saying it like, this is your favorite thing. Like, would you do it again?
No, like looking back, you did something rebellious. What either was the best
You
story
either
or
regretted
what
it
are you
or-
most ashamed of? Yeah.
Okay.
All right, it's not Malad because he whinged, so one of you two.
Oh.
Hmm.
I'm a pretty good kid. So
I couldn't think of anything
Yeah.
against my parents.
oh,
Just as
okay.
I've got other
Hmm.
ones, but yeah.
Yeah, mine. I didn't even think of against my parents. I don't think I did much rebellious things against them. I went to a party when I was 15, and my classmate invited me. His parents were out, so it was like no parents are home. There was like 10 of us. We all got very drunk for the very first time. His parents found out because one of the other guys pissed the bed. Parents get back, find out there was a party, makes him call up all of our parents to apologize. So my mum received a phone call from one of my mates to apologize. And mum was like, it's all good, man. Like,
It was probably full on
my
crying.
mum
at
was
this
like,
point.
I feel sorry for you. The
Yeah.
fact that you have to call me to apologize. And she actually, like, to take it a little bit serious, she like sat me down and was like, that was probably a bad idea. I was like, yeah, fair. So I wouldn't say that I was ashamed of it, but that was probably like the biggest rebel that I did.
Okay.
I think once I had a very small bedroom in our original house, and this is possibly the only thing I can think of, but at like, I don't know, 8, 10 years old, I rearranged all of the furniture myself. And my parents for some reason didn't seem too pleased with how I had arranged it. But I felt pretty good.
Nice.
That's about as wild as I got.
God, Phil's answer sucked, and that was worse. God damn it.
Maybe I'm thirsty. Thirsty.
apparently.
Let's hear what Milad's is going to be.
Oh, Milad's got something here, surely.
I don't think there's anything I can say on here.
Come on.
Without, outing me.
Really? This podcast took a turn? What do you mean outing?
Oh, not outing. As if just, I don't know. There's a lot of things I would have done.
Oh, well, just take your time, for God's sake. Man.
The most rebellious thing that I'm ashamed of?
No, it could be your favorite one, whatever.
You could be ashamed of it too.
Ashamed or proud of?
I don't know. I feel like I've lived my whole life as just
a
like
massive
against. Well, yeah, well, not like massive. Never, I wasn't on the streets or anything, but a lot of the time I hate. I don't like answering to people, and I don't like. I just don't like authority. I think.
Tell that to your boss.
Yeah, I was your boss for a while. Come on.
Not really. I
not really.
ask you the question. You were like, figure it out.
Just go away.
Some
What do
kind
you
of
think?
some kind of leader.
Do your job. I remember the first time I came up to you to ask a question, and you're like, "Just do your job." I was like, "Right."
I don't think I was so aggressive about it. I was like, I don't know.
You were literally just like, "Just do your job." I'm like, "Okay, well, I'll just figure it out."
Good advice. You're welcome.
No, well, I mean, it was.
Look where you are today.
Anyway.
The professional equivalent of throwing you in the
Anyways.
pool while you don't know how to swim.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it.
You've had time to think about this, Eli. What's yours?
Oh, well, mine, like, it's simultaneously favorite and least favorite. So it's funny looking back, but again, it was nothing against my parents. It would have been against cricket coaches, as dumb as that sounds.
It does sound dumb.
Well, all through primary school, I was full on convinced I'm going to be a pro cricketer.
Oh.
And like wrongly, but I was probably the best player in my school, and my school was probably the best team.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard as a kid to be like, there's a big, world out there. You don't really see past that. So I'm really thinking I'm going to be a big deal. Wrongly, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I get to high school, and the coach just had it out for me. And there were a couple of good jokes I made in there that caused it. So it's a long story, and I don't want to bore you guys with it, but like the year before I got there, this coach got a kid expelled.
Oh,
because that kid dacked him.
Dacked the coach
at an athletics day. That kid who was going in to do his HSC dacked a guy on like a muck-up day prank. The dude insisted that he gets expelled. So he's already got his fucking walls up, like he's ready to go. This guy is maybe like 5'4". I'm not kidding. Anyway, we're doing some drills in like the first or second day. This is in year 7. And one of the tools they have is what you call a catch-it bat. So it's basically the size of a tennis racket, because you don't want to swing a whole cricket bat to hit balls for just a training drill.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a really short guy who's holding this bat. And I'm like, "Oh, sir, do you get that bat custom? That looks sick." Got a decent laugh. He was pissed. So I had to play in the lower team for like a few games. Then I got back. It was a whole thing. But within a couple of years, cricket went from like the most important thing I did to like, I don't care.
And he ruined it for you.
I mean, look, I kind of wish I was that guy who would be like, "Oh, I'm going to show him. I'm going to work so hard and just support the boys and whatever they need." I'm just not that guy. So I was just go fuck yourself.
Yeah, it's easier in a montage than in real life.
So again, there were some decent jokes in there. There were some funny back and forths that I don't want to bore you with, but it was a bit disappointing that like it was such a passion of mine to then just be like, "Yeah, is what it is."
Fuck you.
High school, eh?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, just faking injuries and
Yeah.
You know-
Puberty absolutely ruined your
well,
life.
to be fair, that's probably it as well.
Mm.
Is, maybe if I was a bit younger or a bit older, I could have handled it differently. But as it was, any confrontation, you're so heightened that you just like, no, this is a fight.
It's probably the critical event where your timeline split from
Oh yeah,
becoming a professional
Oh,
cricketer
dude,
to
no, that was never going to happen.
he was
But
never becoming a professional.
I can't
The
stress enough that I'm
humility.
saying I would never have been, but did I think I was going to be? Yes, because 12-year-olds are stupid. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Speak for yourself. Next question.
All right. Do you have a favorite parent? Yes, no, and or why?
No.
No?
No, I'm gonna say no. My
I'll
parents
say
also
no.
listen to this.
No?
I'll say no.
Interesting.
You're going to say
Do you have a
yes?
favorite?
No, look, I wouldn't say I've got a-
Just like
I was expecting you to-
that answers
I was expecting you to expand on it or something, but
Oh,
like,
okay.
'cause what I'd say would be like, I don't love them differently, but I've got lovely parents who love me.
I'm sorry.
It's easier
Eli.
for me
I'm
to
sorry.
talk to my mum, and I identify with my dad more, but like I don't love them differently. How about that?
Yeah. I forgot that this was getting deep with Eli. So it is true.
So what's the question? Do we like one more than the other?
Do you have a favorite?
A favorite?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they've got a
I
favorite
don't have
kid,
a favorite.
champ, and it isn't you.
I don't have a favorite.
It's okay. I'll expand. It's different for either one. Like I'll go if I have something specific, I might be like, oh, I can talk to mum about this. If I have something else that's different, I might go talk to dad about it. So there's different things I would go to each one for.
Okay. But no favoritism.
No,
No.
not for me.
Do you reckon your parents have a favorite kid?
Absolutely.
Yep, it's not me.
And it's not me.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
My lad.
Is it me? It's not me.
I think it's not you because you don't have kids and you've got a sibling that does. That's got to be tough to compete with.
Oh, now you
Yeah,
think?
that's got to tilt the scale.
Yeah, but also I'm the oldest and there's three of us. So I think the youngest always takes the cake automatically.
They've got a leg up.
Interesting.
They're
I think I've
They're
worked.
always the baby.
I think I've worked my way into being the favorite.
Have you?
I think I have. I wasn't, at different times. I don't think I was, but I think I've got there.
I think I was at different times.
It's just a moving scale. My parents make it very clear who's 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
There's a list on the fridge.
Yeah.
It's pretty confronting. All right.
I just magnet names that
Yeah,
they move
yeah.
around.
Yeah,
like, the top gear leaderboard.
I was
Yes.
I was below the dog at one point. It was rough. All right. God comes down, all knowing, and your eternity rests on this question: who is the most racist guy here
In this room,
in this room?
who's going first?
I don't care.
My lad.
My lad.
I'm also the darkest guy here.
He's allowed to be, so he is.
Yeah.
Do you reckon you put
Well, I
on
mean,
yourself?
what's racist?
That's a racist answer right there.
Yeah, well,
Where's the line?
You
Am I
know,
racist for just wanting them where I'm not?
exterminated. No, I'm just,
Am I racist for wanting them to just stay in their
everyone's
country?
equal in my eyes. I don't think I'm racist.
He hates everyone equally.
I'll just bag the shit out of everyone.
I think that's true, actually.
That is, yeah, I think so too.
I think
God
you
damn
are
my lad.
informed by your.
I've got great Indian mates that I make fun of.
I wouldn't want to be
Oh, yeah.
your Indian mate. He's going to be hearing about it.
Yeah, but they give it to me too. They're like, you fucking Arab dog. The island,
Yeah, fair. Fair.
it's a love.
Now that's actually got me thinking.
love-
yeah,
maybe it
love
isn't
and
you.
love.
Maybe it isn't
Because
my
I think
lad.
you're pretty informed by your like Christian morals,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
think there's a pretty clear love thy
Love
neighbor
everyone
rule.
equally.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, maybe it's you.
What does the
Eli.
Torah say about loving people, huh? As long as they're not Palestinian, am I right?
Maybe it's you, Eli.
It very well could be.
I think it.
Phil's got the lineage, but I think could be me.
With
Phil's got
my-
a history on his
Yeah,
side.
with my history, I very well could be, but I just don't think I am.
I feel like it's you, Eli.
Damn it. Damn it.
I'd say it's Eli.
All right, I'll take it.
But have you seen
How
his
the
dating pool?
turntables.
Yes, that's exact. He's got something to prove.
I'm doing what I can. All right. Give me a controversial take for a celebrity that you find either hot or not, that you're in a minority of people.
Oh, I think I do have this, but I'm
Okay.
going to have to think for a second. If anyone else has an answer, jump in.
Hot celebrity that's in the minority.
No.
Are there any
No. Hold
ugly
on.
celebrities?
No.
You're
As
missing it.
in,
So either everyone thinks they're hot and you don't, or no one thinks they're hot and you do.
Ah, okay.
I definitely have this.
Margot Robbie.
Not doing it for you.
Oh,
Nah,
you
my
don't
lies.
think she's
Interesting.
No.
Let's hear why.
All right, just not. She's just built like an 18-year-old guy. I don't know. It's just not.
guy?
Yeah, like
What?
she's just not.
Just one follow-up question.
Imagine
Have
that
you
locker room.
seen The Wolf of Wall
Jeez.
Street?
Yeah,
Boners.
that's one movie out of all the others where she
Yeah,
just
but
looks
that's what
average.
she looks like.
Yeah.
That's what her body looks like. I've never seen a 12-year-old
No,
guy
I
look like.
think-
Did you say 12?
He's at 18.
She's at
18.
18, which is
Obviously,
weirder.
yeah.
I'm not going to say she's ugly. Obviously,
Sure.
she's attractive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
But
not.
it doesn't do it for you.
I wouldn't. If I saw her on the street, I wouldn't be like, "Oh my god, she's so hot."
Okay.
Ah.
I'll give you mine just while you guys are thinking. So fully understand that they are way more attractive than I will ever be. But the like Dua Lipa
Oh,
look
yeah.
isn't for me.
Okay.
That's
If we're opening that can of worms,
Sure.
like all the ones that are that style,
Gal Gadot,
I'm not into.
another one.
Yeah.
I think she just annoys me, Gal Gadot.
I'm assuming.
She's also annoying.
I'm assuming it's
Her
all going to
personality
be
ruins it.
everything we say is going to be chicks, right? Because we're supposed to find them attractive or not. Because I have a controversial
Oh,
take
no,
where
I've
I
got a
don't
guy-
think Ryan Gosling is
Oh,
as
that's a crazy
attractive
take.
as
No,
everyone
that's a terrible
thinks.
take.
But I think it's because I don't like his style of acting. He's got a very monotone face when he acts.
The Goz.
The Goz.
I love his acting.
I'm a huge
No.
fan.
No.
Oh,
He's got great
There you go.
comedic timing.
My point
look,
point
it's,
proven.
it's a cold take. Okay.
That's a
proven.
great
Yeah,
answer,
yeah.
especially with what happened.
I'll give you a guy one. Pedro Pascal. I swear to God, it's like this weird
gonna have to
group
look him up.
think thing that
I
he
think
is now
yeah,
hot.
I agree. Yeah,
What are you talking? If you walk past that guy who wasn't famous, no chance.
but also I don't rate him as an actor.
I also don't think he's that good.
He
Oh,
he
yeah.
acts as the same person.
Well, Mandalorian doesn't have to do any acting.
You couldn't even see him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gladiator 2
Game of Thrones, he was great.
sucked, but it wasn't his fault.
Game of Thrones, he
yeah.
was great, but
I
I feel
don't
like
remember
he's
him in
just
Game of
played
Thrones.
the same character in every other movie. Might be the accent, but I
Adam, who
don't.
you got? Has anyone got one that's
struggling here.
hot that no one else thinks
Other
is hot?
people don't think it.
I know
I
that's a
I
harder
feel like
one.
I
Not-
do, but I can't think of it.
Quite a few people have not identified with my fondness for Alexandra Daddario.
Which
Oh,
one's
that's
she?
insane.
A few people have not taken to that.
No, lunatics.
You mentioned that the first.
What about
the first
oh,
one?
Yeah.
one that
I
you
thought-
don't
I agree
like
with that.
that I'm a big fan of is Mila Kunis.
big,
No.
big.
But I
not
feel like
for
a
me.
lot of people do like her, so I don't feel like I'm
yeah,
the
no,
odd
no,
one out.
you're- no,
yeah.
I think there's something for him about her being the voice of Meg Griffin that just ruins it as well.
That does
Interestingly,
ruin
I
it for me
find
a
Seth Green very attractive for that opposite reason.
bit. I also find it controversial when actors get voted. What are they voted? Like, what did Paul Rudd win the other year?
Oh, like sexiest man alive or something.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that
Oh, that's
confuses me
crazy.
because Vin
Oh,
Diesel
dude.
won that.
Fucking
And Paul Rudd?
John Legend won that. Are you kidding me? Looks like a malnourished turtle. That's an insane call. Again, I know he's better looking than me, but come on.
Yeah, so those ones I always find that controversial. Oh yeah, you're right. He does look a bit
But
like a
then-
turtle.
It's also what guys find sexy is very different
Oh,
to what women
And
find
we'll
sexy.
get to this as well, but like I always think I look best in like gym kit. Like that's what I
Yeah.
think I look good in. No woman agrees there.
Yeah.
It's always in a suit.
Yeah.
But no, I'm always in a stringer, being like, I look good. I'm getting made fun of by every woman who's ever seen me in it.
I look good to dudes.
Yeah.
I am walking out there to impress dudes. All right, I'm starting with Phil because Phil's heard this one earlier.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah, well, Phil, you've had like 2 weeks, champ.
I know.
All right, what character in TV or film do you feel you related to the most? And if you want me to go, I'll go. But also, I don't think 5 more minutes out of 2 weeks is going to help.
Have you guys ever seen Inglorious Bastards?
Once or
Yes.
twice.
I'm just kidding. I was going to say Hitler, but that's really wrong. That's so wrong. Yeah.
He's a hunter, as it were. What he hunts doesn't matter.
No, I couldn't think of anything that was serious enough, so it just became all these lame answers. Because like one that I just wanted to be when I was like in younger school years is Ace Ventura, but that's just because of how silly he was, and I felt like I couldn't be as silly in real life.
Ace Ventura.
It also didn't
Absolutely.
work when you started talking animals.
Yeah,
That is a rogue choice.
I do love animals.
That is crazy.
Crazy.
There you go. Well, just for
How do
that
you relate
reaction,
to him?
just for that reaction, I'm sticking to it. No, but that's what I
Just
mean.
him
I did.
climbing out of that rhinoceros. He was like, oh, man, this is my guy.
That's me.
That's a crazy take.
No,
That is
I
a
think
crazy
it's. I
take.
think it's. I think it's. Shang Yu from Mulan, just because of how jacked he is.
Oh, that elite cartoon physique, that guy.
Yeah.
The leader
Yeah.
of the Huns.
Oh,
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got that. He's got that.
He picks
V-tape
two
up.
dudes up with
Yeah.
one hand like
Yeah.
this. And I'm
Winner.
like, oh my god,
Mm.
I want to be that guy.
good movie. Good soundtrack.
Mine's Ted Lasso.
Oh
Have you seen it?
no, I haven't watched it yet, but I
Yeah,
heard good
Stash.
things. Heard good things.
Yeah.
My
You have to watch it.
controversial one, I don't like Ted Lasso. And I feel like it's because it's a football show, but if you understand anything about football, it's stupid.
Oh,
It's
I don't
basically
underst-
like these
I don't
people
understand football. so
conquer
maybe.
the Premier League with the power of friendship. It's just, it's like, oh, they went to therapy and then they're undefeated. It's like, yeah, that's,
That's not how
Okay.
Leicester City did it.
I think you have
No.
to watch it
I've
because
watched it.
I thought it was that stupid. But
I've
then
watched,
I watched it.
Look, it's nice, but I think I watch TV wrong
Yeah.
because I'm like, this is stupid. And I
If
can't
it's
get
not
past
if it's
it.
not Ted Lasso, I'd say Michael Scott.
Really?
Oh,
in The
really?
Office,
No,
yeah.
sorry, I interrupted. Tell me more about the Ted Lasso thing because
Yeah,
like
why?
the character itself is a great character.
Well, has anyone watched it?
Yes.
No.
No.
Oh, you've watched
Yeah,
it.
I watched it. Yeah.
Oh,
You
okay.
said it like 4 times.
Yeah, no.
Oh, I thought he just.
No,
he
I'm not
just-
just
thought he
hating
was
for the sake of
talking
hating.
shit.
No.
Well, I don't know. I think he's just like a happy-go-lucky guy. Wants the best for people, even if it's at the risk of himself.
Mm.
He's a great
which
character.
I feel like I relate to a lot.
Mm.
You know, everyone's got their own problems. He definitely has his problems that he deals with that you see in the show. But he tries not to burden it
Yeah.
on towards other
So
people.
one of the ones that got me was his ex-wife starts dating their marriage counselor and like
Yeah.
they want to get married or something. And he's like kind of a good bloke about it. Dude,
Yeah.
that is not how I would have taken that.
Definitely like people pleaser. I feel like I'm kind of like that. But just like his whole persona, like he's just very good with dealing with people too. I'm not saying I'm the best with dealing with people, but I tend to prioritize other people and their needs before mine, which I feel like he does.
Mm.
So
That was really good
Yeah.
for only having about
thought
an
of it
hour's notice.
yeah, I thought of it. That was like the first thing that came to my mind
Beautiful.
when I heard the
I
question.
think I speak
So-
for all of us when I say you haven't pleased any of us once. So that's very interesting. I don't know who you've been pleasing.
We are people.
Yeah.
Gotta let
And
'em-
it's yeah.
It's a tough question.
Little Red Riding Hood. I don't know. First thing that popped to mind.
Samwise Gamgee. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I think, probably could be Samwise Gamgee. You know,
That's a big self-compliment, man. And then
He's
the hero.
You've given me three seconds to think about it.
I know. It's a tough one.
It's probably not him. Probably, I don't know, Johnny Drama.
Who's
Okay.
that?
I was going to say the slave guy from episode 1, Phantom Menace. Like the most anti-Semitic character in. What's his name? Is it Grotto or something
Yeah.
terrible? Super racist?
Something like that. It confirms what we all agreed earlier. It wasn't you.
I've taken the title. All right. Weird one, but hear me out on this one, okay? So I'm going to give you one of two options. You can either get a guarantee of no mental decline. Jeez, my lad, you
You take that guarantee.
perfect.
I missed everything that you said.
Timing
worry,
is
don't worry.
everything.
All right. You get an extra 20 IQ points and a guarantee of no cognitive decline, so no dementia, nothing,
Till the end of your life.
till the end of your life, or an extra 2 inches on your dick. Hold on. A guarantee it's always going to work as you want it to, and no prostate cancer, testicular cancer, anything in that area, perfectly healthy. What do you want?
So what's the first part?
Well, you're getting the first part, champ. The first one is 20 extra IQ points and you never lose your mind at all as you age.
Think of it. You could have 60 IQ points.
Or you could have a 6-inch dick.
Yeah.
You get slammed him, lad. If you get another 20 IQ points, you might be able to come up with a comeback here.
Lads out.
Give me the IQ points. I need it. I need them. I need all the IQ points I can get.
I think the same could be said for option B. All right, go on IQ. The only thing I'll say with that one is I'd be a bit concerned as what 20 IQ points will do to you, because like, are you still going to be yourself if you're theoretically 20% more intelligent if you were to assume that you have 100 IQ, which is average?
No, you are right.
I'm
I don't
taking the
know.
IQ.
Go on IQ.
The idea of mental decline is very scary.
Yeah.
It's already happening to me. I'm telling you right now. Like, I'm not even kidding. The amount of stuff I forget
I
is
honestly feel
alarming.
the same.
Oh, bro.
Nah,
I
you know,
probably was knocked out one too many times as a teenager.
As a toddler.
Shit.
Yeah.
that's a
Very
bit,
even that.
that's a bit more serious than where I was going.
Mm.
But just your comment about the shit that you forget.
Oh, man.
I feel like it's because I have that too, but I feel like it's a lack of care for certain things. Like if it's not that important to me, I'll just fucking delete it out of my brain.
Like a question my lad might have for me. Just
Yeah. Delete it.
gone.
My lad's like, hey, can you remember to do
that,
this?
and also if it's to guarantee, I don't know what you found with like social media and attention spans. I was in a class the other day, just for the course that I've got to take. Dude, it would have been like a normal thing for me in high school. It was like very low grade torture. I was 20 minutes in. I can't even tell you how bored I was.
Mm.
I feel like my propensity to tolerate boredom is just gone with social media. So I don't know if this would count, but yeah, that does worry me as well.
Yeah. So you're going IQ as well?
IQ.
Yeah, IQ points. I immediately went to IQ points, but then your point there, like you would change. It would change you being more intelligent and then having that burden.
I'll say this. I will still go for the no cognitive decline, but, it is a burden. My dad's had prostate cancer. I've had to see that. They're both tempting, but I'd go the IQ.
Yeah, and I think this is where everyone went because everyone suddenly went, oh my God, so scary to lose your mind. It's also scary to get cancer down there.
Oh, yeah. No,
and
you don't want it.
potentially die from it. So
time.
But
we're
then it's
talking
also like, would you rather have cancer down there
yeah, but no, the
with
choice
the potential
isn't
to die, or not knowing where the fuck you are?
the choice isn't you choose 20
at any point in
IQ
your
points and you get cancer down there, or you get a 2-inch longer dick and you get mental decline. You have the same probability of mental decline as you would now,
Yeah.
except you get a guarantee that you don't get it, and you have the same chance of testicular cancer as you have now, but you get a guarantee of not having it.
I'd still take the IQ points.
After all that, I would still take the IQ points.
Yeah. All right. What is the most sentimental thing that you own?
This ring.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
wearing
that's a good
it.
one.
Nice one.
I know that one.
Yep.
But tell us about it. Come on.
Yeah, it was my grandfather's ring. Yeah. He passed away 11 years ago, and I've been wearing it for 11 years.
He's another AI.
Yeah.
His grandfather was Alan Iverson.
Oh.
Mm. The answer.
God damn it,
So
Phil.
lost on
Fucking
him.
idiot.
So lost. So lost.
Yeah, no, he's only a...
LeBron James.
Oh, okay, yeah. Kind of.
Oh,
Surrounded
God.
by idiots.
So shit.
Oh.
Anyways.
That's the most unearned anyways. That was an anyways of like, I crushed that joke. What a cerebral moment. Oh,
He laughed.
I'm still
You-
laughing.
The 20 IQ points isn't going to cut it, is it? Like, useless. Go on,
Anyways.
sentimental thing you own.
Oh.
You got a fancy pair of Crocs over there? What do you got?
I don't know. Look, I do have a ring similar to Adam's. It's got MF. I'd say it's pretty sentimental.
You get it from Samuel L. Jackson.
What I like about that is
Oh,
we
yeah,
looked at
that's
each
it.
other
Yeah,
and we
yeah,
thought the
yeah.
exact same thing.
You motherfucker.
Mm.
No, it was it was given to me by my uncle, who's also I was named after him. He passed away over in 2021 over COVID. Or 2020. Either one. No, but
What is wrong with you?
I don't know.
It should be funny.
It was COVID. Does anyone know what the fuck happened over COVID? It
It's just like a
was a blur to me.
21, 20. Doesn't matter.
Well, it doesn't.
No, it's just like 2021, 2020.
Anyways.
Okay, keep going.
Oh, God.
Oh, we're
No,
talking
but
about
he was-
sentimental
he was-
things here.
Yeah, no. He was I also got this cross. From
Oh, there you go.
was his. So yeah, I got a few things from him. He was like a father figure to me. So obviously I was named after him. So that was those two things.
Those are
Jokes aside.
those are both way better than me. I can't even think of anything that I own that's sentimental.
You own so much stuff.
Yeah, but it's all like new stuff.
Yeah.
I don't have anything that's like sentimental prized possession. I mean, I have like
No uniforms from the 40s or anything either.
no, there was I don't know. There was like this weird old school wooden marble game thing that we used to play a lot at my grandparents' house, and then when my opa died, they cleared out the house, sold the house, and I was like, I want that little game. So I got that. So I'm probably going to keep that forever. That's pretty sentimental.
It's good. There's no worse answers there. They're all nice.
What about yours?
Yeah.
I mean, it'll be photos, but in terms of like an actual thing, I got for my 21st present, it's a signed Dr. Seuss print.
Mhm.
It's a really nice gift, and it was of Green Eggs and Ham. But what I like was my dad's read me that book more than 400 times.
Whoa.
It was
Wow.
every night. Obviously, as a 25-year-old, let us do that. No, and just I love that. So I don't even remember him reading it to me. And what's annoying for him is like all his kids were like that. Like Finn and Oscar were both, one book. I remember Oscar's book was this book called Mary Elizabeth's House, which had like a surprise ending, and Dad had to act surprised for him for like a year and a half while this idiot kid was like, oh, so excited.
I want to change my answer.
Yeah, go.
I mean, these are sentimental things for me, but
God, your
I've-
uncle's just copping a beating in this conversation.
no,
Fucking guy.
no,
This better be good.
no, because I, growing up, my godmother, who was also my uncle's partner,
Yeah.
they were never married, but they were just together for years. You right? Like every sporting event, so whether it was rugby, athletics, swimming, she was always recording stuff, recording those events.
Mm.
And then also like Christmases, like 01, 2001, 2002, all the way to like 2005, there's like yearly Christmas home videos, which I have saved in like a hard drive.
Oh, it's awesome.
So because those are memories that are like ingrained in my brain.
Mm.
I'll never forget.
That's a really
I
good.
would.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
very
a
good
really
thing.
good point. Because
Yeah.
like home videos, you don't get them the way that you used to anymore. Because you had to get a camcorder and hit
It was a bigger
record,
deal.
and you would
Yeah.
record for a while, and you'd get the whole scene. Now it's like you got little snippets. But I always wonder about that. Like
and it's
our
not even
future kids,
Yeah.
they're going to see high definition shit of us.
Yeah,
Like imagine this
exactly.
podcast. They're going to be like, oh, I know exactly how
Yeah.
you looked.
And it's not even like the rugby games I used to play and like the grand finals and everything. Like it's not even about watching that, but it's also when things would happen and you see the camera shaking and then like everyone's screaming in the background. It's like, oh my God, go, go, go. Like all
Yeah.
that stuff is like, it's nostalgic for me.
Priceless.
Yeah, priceless. And you could never get those moments again. So
Deep.
Nice.
Going deep with Eli.
All right, we're going less deep on this one. What is the most or
10-incher.
least athletic thing you've ever seen in person?
Most or least.
Most or least. I just want an athletic story.
I don't want to gas you up with this.
Gas me
but
up.
the row.
Now the row was
The
good.
row
yeah.
was
Mm.
in person. I don't know if I've seen much that can compete with it.
Let's clip this, Phil. I want to. There's people I want to show this.
Yeah. So
on, tell me more about this row.
for those
Yeah.
at home,
Mm.
we were all gymming together, and there was a challenge set by the gym to row 500 meters top resistance as quickly as possible. Enter Elijah over here. Put up one of the all-time performances, Elijah Goggins.
That's very right.
Yeah, get the dog, and managed to do it in record time, beating
I
out.
genuinely think, by the way, that Phil's time is probably pound for pound more impressive than mine. I was just so
Stephen A over here.
unwilling to lose that it didn't matter.
Thank you, sir. I was going to make it more of a joke and be like, he beat me by like barely 1 second.
Yeah, it
but
was
only
like-
because
yeah.
it was pure mind over matter.
Yeah. Yeah, you would really the whole time I was like, he's so much fitter than me. This is crazy. This is very embarrassing.
I wasn't
'Cause
there.
I don't know
so
about fitter.
Yeah, you would have been in trouble, champ. No, I don't think so.
I think the most athletic thing I've witnessed was getting dunked on
Oh, that's
by
yeah.
this fucking. He was probably like 6'4" African dude in high school. Like, and
Is that where the racism started?
I think
You're actually a pretty good bloke before that.
No, I think what made it most impressive was we were in like year 10, and this guy literally fucking hung from the hoop.
Year 10, that's
Like
yeah.
it was an alley oop. And here we are.
You were just like, you
I
were
could
facing
barely
the
do a
ball
layup,
and
and,
then-
this
yeah,
guy
yeah,
is
it's tough.
literally. He had his balls in my face, and I
That's
was
how
like,
I jumped.
I was like, holy shit! I could never do that ever in my life, and yeah, still can't. So, I would have to say that.
Okay.
that was impressive.
All right, I've got a least.
Okay,
for you.
yeah, beautiful. I want to hear it.
All right, so and this one, I'll never be able to do justice to how funny this was in person. So for reference, I was on my hands and knees laughing at this. Right, I'm at my brother's. It would have been like an under 16 rugby game, right? Reasonably big deal. It was Barker versus Kings or something. I don't know. So there was a fairly big crowd. 16, whatever. The ball goes into the neighboring tennis court. Okay, so it was right next to it, but you kind of had to run around to get the ball. Anyway, ball goes in there. This little kid runs around to get it. So he's sort of doing this, maybe 30 seconds, and he's running back because he didn't trust himself to kick it over the net. For some reason, this old guy, probably like 60 years old, the kids run all the way back around. He's maybe 15 meters from the play. They're waiting for the ball. The whole game stopped. And this old guy is like, I'll take it from here. Decides to kick it. Kicks it into the tennis court again. Most
Oh,
other people,
no.
I'm standing there with my dad. Most other people are pretty respectful at that time. I am screaming. I'm laughing so hard. I'm pounding my fist on the ground. Like, can you believe this idiot? I can still picture it vividly just coming off the side of his foot. I can't stress 45 degrees minimum from where we wanted to kick it. So unnecessary. I'll
That's
never
pretty
forget
funny.
that. Dude, it was amazing.
Beautiful.
What do you got for us, Phil?
I can't really think of anything. If you want to see the most athletic thing ever, just look at me on a paddle court.
Yeah. Worst answer.
That's why I drank straight away.
All right, good man. Okay, I'll kick back
Nice.
over to you then. You can start us with
Wait,
the next one.
has Adam got one?
Yes, I've said it.
Oh, sorry, Malad.
You
Yeah, I
said
got
it too.
dunked on.
Oh, you got dunked on. Everyone had
Year
one.
10.
I
Cognitive
got shit.
decline. I'm telling you.
I know. I need those 20 extra IQ points.
All right. What is something that you enjoyed as a kid, but you wouldn't let your kid do?
Oh.
Drinking apple juice only every day.
That's fair.
That's literally probably all I drank until I was like 13.
Dude, I was a.
Is that like the top
Apple
thing
juice.
though, where you'd be like, my child is not doing that?
Yeah, never.
Yeah.
You know
Okay.
how much sugar's in that shit?
Dude, I was a milk only kid, and I swear to God, my parents are like very short. That's the only reason I'm tall.
Oh, you
Yeah.
think so?
That's
Yeah,
probably
my
why I'm
bones are
short.
like titanium. Yeah,
I've got a few. That's probably why I need the 20 IQ points.
there you go.
Too much sugar.
Nothing but calcium
No,
over
but
here.
I
It doesn't matter what
literally-
age you were, right? As a child?
Whatever,
Or
whatever,
what age your child will be?
whatever.
I'm not letting them go to a fucking quarry filled with water and doing backflips off an 8-meter cliff.
Ah, okay.
Because I very much enjoyed that, but I'm like, something could have seriously gone wrong there, and you'd be in a quarry that's 30 meters deep.
That's fair.
I've got a very interesting one here.
Okay.
Secondhand smoking.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
smart.
Yeah, my dad and my grandpa used to smoke, and I used to go outside and I used to sit with them on the porch, and I quite like enjoy the smell, which is why I now like cigars. But
Mm.
I'm not letting my kid near that.
Smart.
It's good.
Cocaine.
No, you know what's funny, and I'll double down on that, is I quite like, I've never had a cigarette. I quite like the smell because it either reminds me of getting around a beer garden when I'm, younger
yeah.
in uni days,
Mhm.
or my grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I associate it with. I don't
Yeah.
associate it with,
Yeah.
emphysema.
Yeah, yeah.
I-
I,
you know,
I
I don't
associate it
smoke,
with
but yeah.
like poker games that
Dude,
my dad
I-
used to host.
I smell it. Yeah,
And,
I'm like,
and we also
Yeah.
smoke inside the house.
that's it.
My uncle used to, because he used to, well, he still does. He does rollies, like so. He
Yeah.
has the tobacco. He puts it in. He used to let me smell it, the tobacco, and I used to love it. I was like,
Yeah.
"It smells so good." This was, obviously, I was like 3 or 4, but
I've got a good one lined up here. So do you want to go?
No, I was going to say I could picture you with chewing tobacco, Malad.
oh yeah,
But like as a 3-year-old sort of. Really good.
You know that
yeah.
they do, and it goes all over their shoulder.
I've got a good one. Do you want to have a break?
No, do you want a break? You want another donut?
What are the
Donut
boys?
time?
Let's hear the good one. I want to hear the good
All
one.
right,
Yeah,
let's
let's go to
hear
the
the
good
good one. What is the worst first impression you've made? And I've got a good one for this. I'm just letting you know.
Really?
Yeah, I'm very, yeah. I don't know if I've told you guys this one or not, but anyway, you guys go.
I can imagine yours is pretty funny.
I've made a few bad ones, yeah, but thanks for that vote of confidence. Adam. Appreciate that,
No,
man.
for me, it would probably be when I actually met my old housemate. I was very drunk and very tired at the time. I didn't have much energy for meeting new people. And after we started living together, he said to me, he's like, when I met you, you seemed like the most miserable
Mm.
guy I'd ever met. And you just seemed like so horrible. But like after a week living with you, I know that was completely the wrong impression.
Mm.
I said, I was just drunk and tired.
Yeah, fair.
Can't think of anything.
No,
You've made a few, buddy. Just think harder.
I'm sure I have, but
Yeah, I'm sure I have. I probably haven't even noticed. Like,
yeah, first impression, that's a big one.
I'd say like just rocking up late to things for the first time, or just not really caring about how I dress.
Yeah.
I'm glad you
You know?
fixed that. Yeah, you're looking fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
Can you just
No, but like-
can we just appreciate? Can you just sit up for a bit? Yeah, get it on the camera.
Oh my God.
Outfit of the day.
Those shorts almost fell on the fuck. Oh, no. God help me. They make shorts bigger than large, mate. What are you doing?
These are extra large. I
Oh,
can't help. I've got big thighs and fat ass. I don't know. Anyway, so
disgraceful.
I'd say, yeah, just not dressing appropriately to the right places.
You know, my dad has seen photos of you purely because they were outfits that he would wear that Adam would send me.
Yeah, on a daily basis.
Yeah. So I guess if I rocked up to somewhere and left the bad first impression, that's probably what it would be for.
Yeah. Might be something around school time. I used to play drums and have an eyebrow piercing, and
You were one of those guys?
Yeah. I got my eyebrow pierced in school and it wasn't allowed. So I literally had to do like a week's worth of detention at lunchtime just because I had my eyebrow
But that's
pierced.
not really a first impression. That's
No, I
just
know, but like that would have been around the
Yeah.
time when I probably made some
bad
bad first impressions.
Yeah.
Are we having a break? Is that what's going on?
We're ready
I've
for,
got
we're
a
ready
better
for
one
his
for you.
answer.
Oh yeah. Let's hear this bad
Is
impression.
this, have I ever told you my Yu-Gi-Oh story? I'm sure I would have at some point.
I recall something like that.
Yu-Gi-Oh story.
I definitely recall you talking about Yu-Gi-Oh.
I'm shocked I haven't told you this. All right, so this would have been probably about 10 years ago. And I feel like if I was probably my age now, I could have handled it. I could have got out of this situation, but it was just mortifying. So my friend and I were watching the Super Bowl, and that night we had a party. So the Super Bowl goes from like 10:30 to 2:30. Party was, normal evening time. We didn't want to go home and then come back. So we're just like, let's just go to the movies. Nothing was playing except for the Yu-Gi-Oh movie. And we both watched like the abridged series. We're not like big fans, but it's like, whatever. Like, we were just going to watch it. Sucked. Whatever. I got a Yu-Gi-Oh card with the thing. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Really broken even here. Fantastic. Don't even think about it. Weeks go by. The football season's starting. This is soccer season. So it probably would have been 2 months later.
I do know this story.
It's brutal. A good friend of mine worked at Rebel Sport at the time. And he goes, mate, just come over. We'll sort you out for boots. It's going to be great. I go, no dramas at all. He sorts me out for boots and I'm at the counter and he's already let me go. The counter girl, pretty cute, flirting a little bit, which is not normal for me, but it's going pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of 5 minutes go. There's a line forming behind us. I'm about to ask for a number. And she's like, oh, by the way, do you have your Rebel Active card? I still remember it's called the Rebel Active card because of this trauma. So I slide my Rebel Active card across the table. I keep talking to her. She goes, that's not the Rebel Active card. I still carry this.
You still have it.
I've slid Obelisk the Tormentor face down. and I did it like it wasn't a big deal. I did it like, yeah, there you go, scan that. And she's like, that's not it. I go,
What's your name? Seto Kaiba.
yeah, that was and again,
Did you get a number at least?
No. Dude, no, I just bailed. I wish I could have been like, oh, had some line.
It's
I'm
time
like
to
19.
do.
I could have come up with it now, but that was it. That was the worst first
Wow.
impression.
Good one. Yeah.
All right. The next one is, what's an experience? If you could have this option once, what's an experience you'd relive but not change?
Just live it
Relive,
again.
but not change.
Just live it again. Just feel whatever you felt, whatever.
Doesn't have to be the preeminent thing. It would just be an experience.
Yeah, anything.
Watching Breaking Bad for the first time was
Oh,
pretty
you
sick.
getting that first time vibes. Is that your
Wait,
answer?
you'd relive it again?
I could never rewatch Breaking Bad.
It's true.
You
but
can't rewatch it. I would rewatch
You
it.
can't rewatch it and feel the same knowing what you know.
Yeah, you
happens.
can't rewatch something for the very first time.
The shock and awe
Yeah.
of watching that show.
What you?
No,
Chicks?
and that's why I said it's not the preeminent
Oh,
thing.
right, okay.
It's just a thing.
Yeah, one of mine is like something that I could go and do again, but it would be difficult, and that's like a trip to Northwest Island, which is like an island that's like isolated, no reception, and you're like camping on a beach. I was there for like 2 weeks, and you literally get a barrel and you bring your own drinking water and your own beers. And I went with my sister's partner's dad and his friends. They all bring their families. So there was like maybe 50 of us. And they all have like tinny boats and stuff. So you go out, you go into the reef during the day, go hunt your own fish that you cook up in the night. Sickest thing ever. And I've been meaning to do it again for years and haven't. And sick.
Interesting.
Does it have to be like a single thing? Or it can be like a
within
period
reason.
of time?
No, I'm not giving you like a year. Like, give me a,
Specific.
I don't know. What would you do, Adam?
Well,
I can't think of any. There's so many things.
I'd
I would
probably
go-
fly premium economy, my lad.
you're killing me, buddy.
Nah, I think.
I think he was just. I think he was
There's
just
so many.
updating.
I'm just rebooting. Don't go, Adam. I don't know.
Adam's
I
already
already
gone.
went. I
Adam's
went
already
gone.
gone.
What, Breaking Bad?
You're sticking with Breaking Bad? Come on, you can think of something
you
like
can watch
that.
Breaking
No, but
Bad
he needs to
tomorrow.
give one answer before I give two.
Okay. So something I would relive all over again.
You're
would
clearly
have to
stalling for
be-
time, man. Like, come on.
No, I'm saying the question out loud, so I know exactly what I'm picturing. I think it would have to be. I think it would have to be like a party or something.
Oh, yeah.
Like when you're fresh 18, like out of school, like that period when you just finish high school, year 12.
Sure.
Everyone's turning 18. You don't have uni, you don't have classes. It's literally like a period of doing jack shit.
Yeah.
And there's party after party after party. I would relive that period again
Yeah.
because that was carefree. A lot of fun times, a lot of experimenting.
Yeah.
So I'll do that again.
Speaking of parties, did you guys, was this all in Sydney?
Yeah.
You guys all grew up in Sydney, right?
Yes.
Did you guys have a lot of open house parties?
We didn't
like
have-
those
certainly
types
at
of parties
18,
are what
yeah.
I'm talking
Like
about.
Corey
Like,
Worthington.
I'm talking like you were at a party and then you all heard about an open house and then you'd all leave that party and go to this open house party and then they would be like super rowdy.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
nice.
remember this one time I went to, it was an open house party and I literally thought I was going to get shot. Like there was just
Oh,
like
shit.
full of like, I mean, I'm Tongan, but it was full of Polynesians.
Ew.
And literally there was like a fight happening every 3 seconds.
Yeah.
I wasn't even drinking. I was stone cold sober. I was driving. I was like, what the fuck? Like, where are we? Like, we're in the middle of like Western Sydney and then just like everyone's mates, but they're all fighting with each other. It was just like, get me the fuck out of here.
Is that something
that
you'd want to
was-
relive for the first time?
No, I don't want to relive that. That was like traumatic. That was scary. I thought like people like doing drugs in the bedrooms and like apparently someone was like overdosing. It was just crazy. So I wouldn't do that again.
Okay.
But I would do the fun times. Like everyone's excited to start drinking again, or not again, but like legally start drinking. It's all fresh and new. You're meeting like, like you're meeting new people in terms of like different, like other guys from different schools that you know of. And you're like, oh, like I know you. And it's just like the whole experience. I think I'd do that again.
You don't have much responsibility.
Yeah, no
Still
responsibility, no job, just finished high school.
Oh, no job. Give me that again.
Yeah, no job, no worries. You're seeing who's got a few dollars to kind of put
Yep.
together so you can get like a 10-pack of Woodstocks.
Woodstocks. That's literally
10-pack of
the first.
Woodstocks. See who can buy them, who's 18 already. That's like those are good times.
That's
I'll do
literally
it.
what we had at that party I mentioned before that my friend got in trouble for. That's the first time I got
Oh,
drunk
really?
was Woodstocks.
Yeah.
Eyebrow
Same.
ring Phil would have loved Woodstocks.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
Everyone was drinking Passion Pop.
Oh, yeah?
Passion Pop and Woodstocks. Those were the things
Huge.
back in the day.
Eli?
My answer is going to be a bummer compared to this, but like, It would. So, firstly,
Masturbating for the first time.
I'm still waiting. I'm actually saving that to marriage, Phil.
Baby, watch this.
Let's give this a go.
Everyone's told me about it.
No, so the first option I'd take is obviously I'd defer that, and I think if there was an experience I'd want to relive, I probably haven't had it yet.
Oh.
But no, if I
As
was
a man who's had 2 weeks to think about the answer.
well, exactly,
Yeah.
and so
Yeah.
I sound like I've thought about it more, but no, I'd hang out with my grandmother. That's just a no brainer, and I'm not, those things were cool, and that's just what I do. Yeah, that, and I maybe experience what it was like being like really young and small around your parents.
Mm.
Because I've got one memory of my dad where I can remember him being like way bigger than me.
Yeah.
And I think that like surety that you got to have was
Yeah.
fun.
Well, now that you say that,
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, I
sorry.
know,
I felt
I know.
bad.
I feel like a piece of shit.
Don't get me wrong.
I know.
You go and get your Woodstocks.
I'm picking
and I'll
Breaking
go hang out with
Bad
my
and-
dead grandmother. You
Well,
dick.
obviously-
Walter White or
Obviously, I
Nan.
would choose to do something like that.
Well, you had the option before and you chose Woodstocks, Matt, so I don't know what to tell you.
But no, you're right. The house that I mentioned before, like that
Hmm.
used to be my grandparents' house because a lot of my extended family, like I have cousins in America, we're over here in Australia, they're all in Germany. So we all used to like go to this house that was like 6 or 7 bedrooms, like 4 stories. And we'd all just stay in their old school house. And like going back there again would be sick because now it's gone. Like they've sold it.
Yeah.
I think after about 4 minutes dwelling on that, I think I could do an entire episode about things that you'd like to go back and
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true.
and experience.
Reminisce.
Apparently, fucking Woodstocks made my lads.
Yeah,
like,
those are
jeez.
good memories, but
I'm not saying they're not.
obviously, like I would love to go back and spend time with my, grandparents.
But
Yeah.
you can only
You
have
say
bourbon,
obvious.
you can only have
I'm
bourbon and cokes
like-
for the first time.
Go. Yeah, but we were talking about.
No,
You know,
I
like,
get it,
I- you
Milad.
know.
I would also go back to the first
Of course, we
stereo
would-
Sonic.
Yeah,
Mm.
but
You were alive for that, I don't know.
What's that?
I went to
I
the
said
last
you
stereo
were
Sonic.
there for that. I wasn't.
My first stereo Sonic,
Oh,
all right?
yeah.
I'm not
The
that
first,
old.
the first stereo.
My first was the last,
Yeah.
so
Wow.
I only got to experience it once. But
You never got shredded for Stezza? That was like a mini bodybuilding comp.
yeah, no, I never did that. I just
Not
went.
too late.
Missed out. It's too late for you now.
No. I was a lot skinnier there, but I was probably like, what's the term? Skinny fat.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
I was probably skinny fat back then.
All right, we ready for the next one?
Yeah.
We've still got a few more. Do you guys want to re-beer? Are you good?
Nah, hit me.
All right.
Oh, are you out? Do you want
I'm
to be
out. I'm
Well,
good.
We
I'm
can
good.
do one more, and then
Let's
if you
do
wanna
one
that. All right.
Yeah.
Favorite, and I'll take either. So favorite or least favorite. And again, there's another choice here. Favorite or least favorite insult or compliment you've received.
Received.
Yeah.
Oh.
You got like 4 options here.
My favorite. Well, can I go first?
Yeah.
My favorite insults are from you.
I'm glad.
They're like hands down the best insult I've ever received.
That's a great compliment.
That's a
Yeah,
fun-
that's now my favorite compliment. Thank you.
That's a funny combination that you went favorite insult. That's a good combination.
Oh, I've gotten a few that I'm like, yeah, that's a pretty good one.
Someone-
Yeah, that hurts.
I've
No,
got
but
a,
I think I've only been insulted by you.
Yeah.
I think
No.
insult wise, one of my good mates once told me I play golf like I have a brain injury.
Yeah, that's good.
That is good.
That was quite something. That day was not particularly good out there.
Best compliment though.
Best compliment.
Was someone was like, "Oh, you're taller than I imagined you'd be." I was like,
I think you're a gnome. What?
I don't know. We just thought I'd be short, and then I ended up being taller than they expected.
You know what would be what I'd be most intrigued about is least favorite compliment.
Oh yeah. No, I'll take that. Whatever. Any of that realm.
That's an interesting combo. I don't know if I can think of anything, but Like, I don't know, when people say like, "Oh, you're so cute" or something. Like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly what I was
When
going
people
for.
say
Fuck.
I like your energy.
That's
You
a red
hate that?
flag.
You hate
That's
that?
got to be a red flag.
What star sign are you?
Yeah.
You're such a Leo.
No, Eli.
Ain't that right,
Eli
Eli?
is such a Leo.
Bit of a Leo.
I think it's
Absolutely.
easier to think of like insults you've heard, or for you, Eli, potentially given.
Sure.
Like there's one from I think it's like from a Hell's Kitchen episode where one of the chefy dudes turns around. This wasn't even Gordon Ramsay who said this, and he screamed at all the
I
people
know
in the
what you're
kitchen.
going to say. Go
He
on.
said, "You guys cook like old people fuck,"
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
and that was really.
Oh shit.
And there was I found an oldie clip of, I don't know if anyone's familiar with Groucho Marx, an old timey comedian from the, I'd say, vaudeville era in the US, and he made a movie, and I don't know where I saw this clip, but he's playing this guy at a check-in counter at a hotel, and he says something disrespectful to the bloke's wife, and he says, "This lady is my wife. You should be ashamed." And Groucho goes back to him. He says, "If this lady is your wife, you should be ashamed."
Wow.
And that was just so sharp.
That is sharp.
It's good.
I've got
You
nothing
going?
clever. I've got nothing clever
Oh,
here.
you were
I
useless.
really want something funny.
Worst compliment?
Worst compliment. Yeah, it would be something like cute or something. I don't know.
My worst compliment would probably have to be like, I don't know, like you've got nice eyebrows. I had once.
You've got nice eyebrows. Come on.
Yeah,
They're fine.
They're very
fucking
full.
eyebrows.
They're very full.
What's nice about them?
Actually,
good.
do you know what I've been complimented on? My eyelashes.
Yeah, I've got that.
Yeah, I've got that.
By
I've got that
girls.
as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, "I'm so jealous of your eyelashes." I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, but why is that bad? I'll take a compliment on anything. If they're meaning, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not.
Oh, you know what? You know what's a bad compliment? It's not too big, but it's just right. It's perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I get that. Because I don't know how to finish that sentence. Like,
It fits perfectly.
yeah.
I'm holding on to something. Yeah.
There's some trauma there that
No, there's not trauma. There's not trauma. No, what I was going to say was like, I think I've preferred the reactions that were like, "This is going to be a problem."
Oh yeah.
I would
Rather
much prefer that rather than like, "That's fantastic." I'd rather be like, "Dude, what?"
You take your pants off. They're like, "Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
That's gonna fit."
Yeah, I'd rather the opposite. Yeah, which is a toxic thing, but like, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up that you'd prefer to just
Yeah.
damage them.
Yeah, completely.
Than give them pleasure.
Yeah. Buddy, can I help you?
But most guys are like,
Yeah, definitely.
98% of guys are like that.
I feel like I've gotten complimented more than you guys. I've got a few.
I've got lots of compliments, but I just didn't want to sound like a dick.
No, come on, just lay them out.
I don't know.
So handsome.
A lot of them would have to do with like DJing or when I was playing drums. Like girls froth that.
Interesting. Okay.
Why
We're
did
going to
you-
get to that question in a minute, but
Okay.
no, go. Give us one.
I can't. Okay. I'll try and think of something specific, but we also have.
While you're thinking of that, can I give you my insults?
Well, Eli, you and I both have very complimentable physiques at times. Like if
One
we're in
more than
our,
others, but
What do you
if
say,
we're in our
Phil?
peak, if
Sure.
we're in our peak,
What does he mean?
It means that you guys are fat turds and he hates you. That's what I thought.
yeah.
What's one time when you received a compliment, but you actually felt insulted?
Oh, that's a clever one. And I do have this.
What about you're much smarter than I thought you'd be?
Yeah.
I've received that.
Yeah. Well, the then
Have
I
you?
thought
Not from
you'd
you.
be.
Have you? I don't know.
The then I thought you'd be. That is.
Yeah.
That's where
It's like,
anything
well,
turns
what did you
into-
think I was going to be? Fucking bitch.
No, I think it's always from it has to be from like girlfriends, and I can't think of anything specific, but they'll compliment you on something and you'll be like, the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck do you mean?
Yeah.
All right, I'll give you my insults. One time, I was in the wrong driving, and he gave me a thumbs down. Bro, that killed me. Because like I would have rather the finger. The thumbs down, it was devastating.
I'm
It's like,
angry.
I'm not even angry. I'm just
It
disappointed.
was right. And that hurt.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I got one where I got smashed by this like Tongan guy at rugby. I don't think I might have told you this. And it was like, he asked if I was okay. And I was like, oh, yeah, no, I'm fine. Like trying to not vomit. And then he was like, oh, okay, God bless. I'm like, you dick. How dare you? And then compliments, man. Okay, mine would be, and I'm sorry if I make this a monologue, but I was thinking about this question, obviously. I think the most elite one to get from a girl, anytime anything about like, oh, you make me feel very safe.
Yeah.
Oh, I get so warm and fuzzy with that one.
Yeah.
That's a really nice one.
Makes you feel masculine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that one.
I have gotten that one. It does feel good.
My friend inadvertently, like we were talking about something else, and he just said something like, I don't know what I did to warrant the loyalty that I have from you.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, yeah, I love that you know that. That's good.
These are so specific.
Oh,
I wish
again,
I
was
knew
thinking-
some
I
more.
was thinking more,
Yeah,
man.
I wish I knew some more.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Phil, you have very nice eyebrows.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. I
Eli.
groom them.
Great forehead.
Yeah. Oh, that was an insight, actually. I remember the first time someone said 5 head, I was like, that's pretty good. I can't say much about that. That shits me. And the other one, another footy one. Did I tell you the guy who called me quads? Like trying to just identify me? Oh, I love that. Had a bit of a crush on that guy afterwards. What was another one? Anyway, I think we're done with that. Any other ones you want to voice?
I think we're going to move on.
All right.
Being weary of time.
Yeah.
Okay. We've got 5 to go. All right. Survival situation, and you're going to bring one person here. Who you bringing?
What's the survival situation? Anything?
You don't know.
Any?
Well, that's different
Any.
now that Millard can run 5Ks on lock.
He can run 5Ks.
It really depends on the situation. But the all-rounder, I'm going to pick you, Eli.
Interesting. You know what's funny? I'd pick any of you. I would almost random it. I'm like,
Yeah.
I think you'd be all right.
What,
Because
there has to be someone here?
Yeah, someone here.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, out of us.
You're taking Bear
I would-
Grylls, you
Yeah,
idiot.
I was going to say Bear Grylls.
I would take.
You thought I picked Eli
Yeah, I
over
was like,
Bear
why
Grylls?
Eli? I was going to pick David Goggins or fucking Bear Grylls.
Yeah.
Dude, I'd kill myself with David Goggins. That'd be exhausting.
I would
Let's
pick.
go
I
run
would pick
100
Phil.
miles right now.
I would pick
Dude,
Phil.
we're fucking
I
starving.
think
so.
feels good. Cool.
Phil, mechanical engineering
I'd go Phil as
background
well.
would be quite
thanks.
industrious. And the Germans are very industrious. I feel like that would benefit you in a
I
survival
don't know, man.
situation.
If he's stuck with just you,
I think Phil knows
pick up where his granddad
a
left
lot
off.
of things.
Mm.
Like, I feel like you would know a lot of things that most people wouldn't in terms of just like random facts where it's like, oh, we don't have a flint and steel. We can make a fire this way.
Yeah.
You know, like I feel like you would know shit like
You
that.
guys are going to make me toot my own horn because if I was to recommend anyone out of here, it would be me.
Yeah, I think that's fair. No, I
And
think
it's
that's
like you
right.
get back to you build the fire and shelter.
Mm.
I'm gonna go get food. You come back and there's a podcast studio set up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
With cable, all the wires are organized. Like
No, I feel like even if it's a really, really wild survival situation, I feel like I can handle that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
also there's no situation which wouldn't be improved by a Jim Carrey impression.
Thank you, sir.
I think if I was freezing to death and he just started giving me Ace Ventura, I'd be pretty pissed.
Hungry fella?
I'm not going out
Just
like
starving to
that.
death. Hungry fella? There you go. I pull out my dick.
Really ruined this for me, Phil. Terrible. All right. Getting a bit PG here,
Okay.
but it's not really. So, what is the sexiest thing a woman has done or said to you that wasn't in itself sexual? And it's got to actually be like, I've had this discussion with another friend, and he said like, oh, she parallel parked really well. And it's like, dude, that's great, but like you weren't turned on watching her parallel park. I just don't believe that. Men's sexuality isn't really that Like it'd be nice, but
Yeah,
that's
but
not
you don't
really
have
what
to-
we like.
You can find it sexy. It doesn't have to turn you on though.
A girl
That's
told
how I'm
me
defining it.
The fact that you just mentioned.
turned
I'm
on.
defining it as it's actually like a little arousing.
this is
So something that turned you on that wasn't meant in a sexual way.
this is gonna
Yeah, it
This
wasn't
isn't gonna do
necessarily.
me
Yeah,
any-
like she wasn't getting undressed. It was just you're like, oh, that's pretty hot.
this isn't gonna do me any favors. But
Here we go.
I was on a date and she said she had an investment property.
Oh god damn.
Yeah, that would turn you on, Adam. That
Would you
would
pull out
turn
a
you on.
coupon next?
She said to me, I have
She
good
found a
cable
gold coin on
management.
before.
She told me about her cable management.
Oh man, the investment property turned you on.
There was something about it.
Oh god, it was in the eastern suburbs.
She's got her shit together.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Big meal.
As I said,
I'd say like solving a problem, like, or maybe like a competition, like a little play fight. That's not sexual.
not when you rock bottom, man.
When she's tapping out.
Put her in the
No,
sharpshooter.
I'm saying like, little tickles here and there, like play fighting
Sure.
kind of thing. Or like initially I was thinking like just doing a puzzle together. Like, so, a jigsaw puzzle. That's sexy.
Where she puts all those pieces together.
This is literally the question was something that's not sexual.
Yeah, you're right.
that
You're right. You're
turns
right.
you
You're
on.
right.
You're
You're right.
getting-
It's like you're working towards
We're not
something
disputing-
together.
We're
You're
not disputing
getting
the
shoved up doing
answer.
a fucking
We're not
puzzle.
disputing the.
No, but the point is,
He's getting pricked up watching her doing put together. Put 1,000 pieces
No,
No,
together.
I get what you're
Wait,
saying.
do
I
you-
get what you're saying because
What-
my one.
what's your answer
Ooh,
then?
she's starting
Yeah,
with
what-
the edges. Ooh, we're talking.
What do you got, Eli?
No.
What's yours then?
All right, mine. I would say it's very caveman-y, but I think that's sort of how sexuality lines up. Anything cooking related always gets me.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
like breakfast the other day, unreal. But anytime with my ex when she would bring me food at work, oh my god,
Oh
you
yeah.
getting bricked up with her bringing
Dude.
your breakfast at work?
yeah, big time. Big time. Little
Nice
note in there
nice
like,
rebuttal there.
hey, love you, have a good day. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, it's nothing on doing a puzzle, but yeah, absolutely.
I like.
No, I was gonna go down more of the Malad route, but like I wasn't. I haven't got something specific, but anything where you're both nerding out on something and you're
Sure.
like,
Yeah.
oh my god, so smart. We're on the same wavelength. That kind of thing.
Okay.
If it's like,
I guess I'm not wording the question correctly. It's like it actually, genuine physical set like would actually turn you on a little bit. Not just like I like this in a partner. There's lots of stuff we like.
yeah, okay.
Well, I'll say the play fighting. That's
Yeah, pretty hard. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. But also that can actually be itself sexual. Like
yeah,
you can definitely blur that line.
that's
Yeah.
true.
Mm.
Stop hitting me with the pillow.
Bringing your breakfast in the morning.
Is that not getting you going? Are you kidding me?
Well, yeah.
No, I would
Yeah,
love
there you
that.
go.
I would love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's 2 steaks. By
I
the
just
way,
don't think
so
I've ever had it. 2 steaks,
double
double steak.
and mashed potato.
For breakfast.
No,
Ridiculous.
you know what it is?
Yeah.
I think I've changed my mind. Is watching her do her makeup and her hair.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's my answer.
that's a good answer. Yeah,
Mm.
I didn't think about that. That's a good one.
Smart. Or like the I guess you could call it. No, it wouldn't be sexual. Just like the fashion show of clothing, but not sexual clothing. Just like normal. Like, should I wear
In her
this
pajamas.
outfit?
Oh, the PJs.
I like the pajamas.
Dude,
Oh, I
huge
do.
I
PJ
love
fan.
Oh,
pajamas.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we can all agree the
Come on.
girlfriend in your shirt
Yeah.
with
Especially
no pants.
yeah. In the Aragon shirt.
That would
Could be
be
good.
quite something.
Yeah, Aragon shirt.
Mm.
That'd get him
Watching
barred
Lord of the Rings.
up.
All right. Most improbable item on your bucket list. Like what's on there, but you're probably not
Ooh.
going to get to it.
Oh, go to space.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I
I
was thinking about that.
It depends on how accessible it becomes in terms
Okay.
of money. I would love to go to zero gravity.
Okay.
Like it would be it would be beyond anything you've ever experienced,
Yeah.
right? Like you cannot imagine what zero gravity would feel like.
Yeah.
That's mine.
That's a good one. You could do that flight that does like the
Yeah, I know,
parabolic.
where
that
it
could
just
be good.
goes
Mm.
and then they like drop you at
Yeah.
just
Another
the
one.
right pace.
Mm.
Yeah. That's still very expensive at the moment.
Big Mill. Starting a crossword and finishing it.
The mini.
You had weeks to think of that one.
Birdie like.
In fairness, I did just come up with that, but that's fair criticism.
Fucked.
Yes. Terrible.
I would have to say space as well. Like,
Yeah.
it's like I think I'd definitely want to do that, but
Are we gonna?
yeah,
We
I
don't know.
doubt it. But also, who fucking knows? Like, billionaires are going into space now.
Well, if
So
you
in 10
as soon as you
10
say
to
the
20
word
years time.
as soon as you say the word billionaire, like anything that can only be done by a millionaire even could be improbable
Yeah,
for
but
us.
millionaires owned mobile phones in the 90s.
I was about to say, like just regular flight.
That's what I'm counting on.
Yeah.
So who knows? It could be in 20 to 30 years' time. It could be something that's
Very
accessible to everyone. Yeah. But that's probably the thing that's on my list that right now would be improbable.
While you're thinking of that, can I give you another? This is really backtracking, but I'm thinking of recently for the turn-on non-sexual question.
Oh yeah.
You know a weird one? Talking about family values. I know it's so stupid, but I was having a conversation recently and she's just, talking about how important her family was.
Yeah, but I think
Love that.
I think that's something deeper there, Eli. I think that means that the values she was telling you align with
Oh,
yours.
no, completely.
Yeah.
But
You
no,
should
I
probably
was-
look for that if that's that much
man,
of a home run.
Man, we don't need to go into the level of home runness of that because it's been a very alarming time lately. I'm going through menopause or something. I don't know what's happening to me. It's getting
Well,
rough.
to backtrack one even more, when
Yeah.
you were talking about the way she reverse parks, like you made a joke about that.
Yeah.
That's probably one of my compliments.
Oh, yeah.
Like because I can fucking parallel park like a king because I used to work in a car yard.
Yeah.
So like I'll do this.
Yeah.
She'll be like, oh my God.
We're going to get to that question.
Yeah.
But for what it's worth, I will do that and I'll know that she's impressed, but I'll ruin it by just being like, whoa, did you see that? Yeah. Get it. And it's like three car spaces that anyone could have done it. No.
Literally the other day, and it wasn't even a girl. The other day, walked to my car and we're getting in. Was it you? You were like,
Keep going.
maybe, but we got into the car and you're like, oh, you've really been parked in here. And I was like, no, this is how I got in.
I will claim it was me, but I don't think it was me.
So got in the car and the person that I was with, maybe Eli, was like, wow, you've been parked in. And I was like, no, I parked into this spot because there was like no room either end.
Were you there? Because I was with someone and I asked a stranger if they liked it when I parked. Was that you? It wasn't like super
It wasn't
aggressive,
me,
but I parked, it was a nice one. And there was just a guy like sitting at, I can show you the place on the road off mine and Bondi Road. There was just a guy sitting on a bench and I was like, you like that? No answer. I'm like,
No answer.
such
Even
an idiot.
worse.
Like as soon as I'm like 30 seconds out of that park, I'm like, why am I asking a straight? What is wrong with me? I get very jazzed up doing a good park.
Back to the current question.
Yes, current question. Sorry.
Something on your bucket list
That is improbable.
that is improbable. I would probably say watching great grandchildren grow to adulthood
Mm.
Oh yeah,
would be
nice.
quite something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mine was going to be watching my kids play professional sport, which is so stupid.
When my kid wins the Masters.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I'm giving him crap genetics and being like, yeah, just go and figure it out. Is what it is. That's a good one.
Yeah.
You got to get cracking though. Tell you what.
Improbable.
No.
Mm.
This guy understands the question.
I've heard one or two in my time.
All right. We're coming up to another. We've got two to go. This is a similar one to what we were talking about. What is the most surprising thing that you've done that you found out later turned on your partner or someone you're with?
Surprising.
Yeah. Because I will say this.
Well, what do you
Okay,
mean?
so like for example, you do a good park, and you find out later, your girlfriend's like, "That was pretty hot when you did that."
Oh, turned on. Okay, yeah.
Because I think now I've got a pretty good grasp of what it would be. I would be surprised all the time as a young man to find out that was a good thing.
Yeah.
All the time.
There was one. I do as a joke. If there's something like she'll make like a silly suggestion or something, and I'll go like this. No. And I'll shake my finger like this, like.
Well, it's getting me going right there.
And I'll do that.
Oh, okay.
And I'll do that. And that later on was like, that got me going. And I was like, really? That's weird, but I'll take it. I'll take it.
No, that's a good one. That's a good answer.
Yeah. I'd say something similar to that where I've told off my dog
Oh, yeah.
and like I've yelled at him.
That's a great answer.
Oh,
Man, I didn't even
God.
think of that. Okay.
And yeah. And then she's like, oh, it's really hot.
Nice.
Like, I was literally just yelling at the dog, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
telling him to, whatever I was telling him to do.
Can I just
Go on his bed.
Lick this peanut butter.
I love how you turned my great answer into a horrible one.
into a dirty one? Yeah.
I regret it now.
But and this is gonna he's still going. We'll let
I
him
haven't
go.
seen him laugh as
We'll
much
let him go,
since,
yeah.
since his mate's a chief executive of old.
Adam, do you know what the saddest thing about this is? Is it's his own joke.
He's none of us, all of us have stopped laughing.
Yeah.
I haven't.
But I'm just gonna sound like I'm trying to outdo you here, but it just triggered the similar thing was when we recently had M's Mercedes. The battery died for the second time. And the first time around, they sent out roadside assistance to replace it. And they put like an aftermarket battery in. And this time they had changed their roadside assistance provider from Allianz to NRMA. And they were telling us that it's like our problem and like we have to bring Allianz. And we're like, what the fuck? And it got to like a week later. And I was on the phone to the service advisor. And I just like laid it down and I just told him what the fuck was up. And I was like,
He's still laughing.
He's still laughing at his own joke.
Look,
Anyways, continue.
Anyway, it was just me on the phone just telling this guy what's up, where I was like, in what scenario is the customer going to pay for this, you stupid idiot?
Yeah.
So,
But not in those words.
yeah, but similar thing where she was like, oh my God, that was so good that you just did that.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't know what I would have done. These guys.
I listened to the whole thing and that's a good answer. I'm sorry.
I'm not insulted. I was just ignoring you guys. Children.
Yeah, I know.
Children.
I mean, it was good. It wasn't that
that's
good.
a real knee slapper.
Just pat yourself on the back, why don't you?
Oh my God.
It's not the joke anymore. It's the image that I can see. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh God, love me.
Literally crying.
I can totally see that. Like genuinely, I was listening to that whole thing. I get that.
Yeah.
Deep
And
breaths.
I've had the same one. And again, it amazed me how much it would surprise me because, I went to like all boys school. So I had really no dealings with women. So like all my early relationships, anytime this would happen, I'd be like, really? It was like, work conversations, making reservations. I still remember one conversation I had and I took this girl to a rugby game of mine and she was going to meet my parents afterwards. And she was like, that was so hot that I'm going to be uncomfortable during this lunch. And my genuine answer was, my genuine first thought was like, I didn't even play that well. What do you mean? Like, the forwards really carried us. So, I didn't make any
Full credit
errors,
to the
I guess.
boys.
But, I didn't really do anything. Like, what?
Just full tism answer. Yeah.
Completely. But it was so.
But what was it though? Just seeing you out there.
Yeah. Just seeing him play.
I mean, I'm part
In
of a
his
team.
element.
We won.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything stupid, I guess.
Yeah.
tackled a guy, probably.
But you know what
Maybe.
that is? It's watching you be in your element
Oh,
and good at something.
I get it now.
Yeah.
But it was so funny. I was like, all our tries were from the set piece,
Yeah, you're just
didn't
justifying
really
it.
do much, Only
Yeah.
try scored was pretty average. What do you want?
They just won us the game.
It genuinely, that wasn't me being humble. It was like, I didn't even play well. What do you want?
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
How would you be if I actually
I think,
scored?
you know what I think it is? I think it's like a man in uniform
Yeah.
kind of situation.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh, absolutely that.
Yeah.
She couldn't resist quads.
Yeah, no, it would have been quads at that point. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
The reservation one was another weird one because it wasn't even like this was back when you weren't just doing everything on an app.
It's just taking charge in a situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't a weird
That's
call.
what it is.
Mm.
Yeah,
Showing dominance.
exactly.
Yeah.
To your dog.
Yes. Now I got to come up with something else now.
It's a good answer. I'm sorry. I really
No,
am sorry.
that is a good answer.
It's a great
Because
answer.
it's very similar. That's why it made me think of mine, because you're
Mm.
being assertive.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what it is, assertiveness.
Yeah.
All right,
Anyways, next question.
I've got
Burned
one
in
to
my
go.
brain.
So does anyone else have a question that you would want to pose?
No, number 23. Let's go.
All right. What is your favorite change that you've seen in yourself, or least favorite? Just most notable change you've seen in yourself since you were 20.
It's a wholesome one to.
It's a good question. It's
They've all been good questions,
My
mate.
favorite
probably
change.
the best one, though.
Hmm.
Favorite or least favorite? Maybe one of each.
Sure. And let's go, obviously, like metabolism, slow down and shit. Like, forget that. Just,
Yeah,
In-
not
in
the
who
shit
you
you
are.
can't control.
Yeah.
It's the shit.
yes.
For me, it was taking charge and leaving a job that made me miserable, and then kind of putting steps in place to do something for myself and find something that I liked and enjoyed and was passionate about. And that decision has kind of amplified every other part of my life to be better.
Which one are we talking job wise?
The most recent job change.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah.
Because after that, I reminded myself that I'm entitled to like my own happiness
Mhm.
and being happy every day. And because of that one decision, professionally, personally, never been in a better spot.
Nice.
You guys bearing his soul, Malad, and you're just going to yawn like that? Jesus.
No, I feel that. And that's very recent, which is nice.
But since I've been 20, spent the first I don't know, maybe until 21 just working for nothing, then, getting a career, then getting another job that didn't do it for me, and then just gradually realizing that, I got to prioritize myself.
It's good.
Mm.
Can I tack on a question that I want you to think about as well? Is what would you want your answer to be if I said from the time you were 30? And let's just say for the record that, you're all 30 right now.
Yeah, well, we've still got more than half of 30s
Yeah.
to go.
So what I'm saying is if we were to reflect in the next 10 years, what would you want the change to be that you see in the next 10 years?
Mm.
So think about that one too. I'll take either answer.
Mhm. I'll tell you my since 20, or you've got one. Go.
So what I've liked the most?
Yeah.
I'd say the risks I've taken.
Yeah.
Because I've, especially since 20, because I dropped out of uni.
Yeah.
Like I had a year to go. I was going to finish my degree, whatever, but I was like, I kind of took a risk to work full time in sales. And then I kind of followed that pattern to kind of give myself ultimatums to basically not be super comfortable in a situation. So I've kind of, but I've learned a lot throughout that process to the point where I'm at now, where I've got a lot that I know what I can and can't do. And that's something I really like. And then I guess from 30 to where I want to be, is it like what I would want to see change?
Yeah. What would you want? Like perfect
If we
world,
were sitting
what
here-
changes the next
I
10
think
years?
Yeah.
I think for me it would be like being more decisive and less like just backing myself more 100%. Because I do doubt myself a lot in times. So I would like to know myself enough where if I make a decision, I know it's what I actually want and I can commit to it completely without second guessing myself.
Okay.
That's big because that's a really difficult one. And I think about this all the time when I'm like, why the fuck don't I know what I want?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, almost everyone doesn't know what they want.
Yeah.
That's the whole problem. Like, there's so much shit out there that's like, oh, just pick what you want and then go and get it. Like,
Yeah.
but I don't know what I want
Mm.
because it's very difficult to be precise
Because
about what you
right
want.
now I make decisions and it's just like, I'm always like, oh, is this the right decision? Am I,
Second guessing, yeah.
Yeah. Whereas I would like to be in a comfortable enough position where I don't have to second guess myself. And it's almost at the point where it's like, yeah, if it works out, works out. If it doesn't, it's just like
Mhm.
I learn something or, I move on because I can afford either the time or resources to kind of make that mistake. Yeah, that's it for
That
me.
makes sense.
You thinking of something fucking
No, it was just that's it from me. I'm like, reporting, man, that's fine.
That's everything with me. Back to you guys in the
Yeah.
studio.
No.
Mine since 20 is really all about confidence, like self-confidence. It's all been I had I was a mechanic, so I was working that was just like tucked away fixing cars, and then I was like, nah, fuck this. I want to go and speak to people, and then got into sales, and then just learned a lot more people skills. So people skills, being out there, being able to talk to strangers, being able to talk to people in general, and then just building confidence. And that's probably the best thing that I think I've done in terms of transitioning. That and like confidence in the way I present myself, but I kind of see them hand in hand, where it's like the way I present myself gave me more confidence as well.
Mm.
And then from 30 onwards, I would like to see more. It's kind of similar to you in terms of making decisions, but it's more to be a little bit more precise. It's more being able to do my own thing without feeling like I need to do what others are doing. So like being able to, if everyone goes, nah, we're going to do this. And I'll go, well, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I want to go do this. And then just doing it. Because that's a very powerful thing, but it's very hard to do. But if you're doing it, it turns out other people actually look at you in awe and go, fuck, he wanted to go do that. And he's just gone and done it. Like,
yeah.
I wish I had that kind of confidence in myself. So that's kind of, and I was just listening to something earlier today about like high agency, and it kind of ties into that, where it's like, if you're a high agency person, you'll go and do something on your own rather than mimicking what others are doing.
Okay.
So that's probably my main thing.
I
What
like
would
that answer.
What would you be going for next 10?
Probably just continue to prioritize my happiness and things that make me happy. Embrace the discomfort zone and just start saying fuck it to more stuff.
Mhm.
Like, spent up until like 3 weeks ago in my life being very, I suppose, conservative. Not, I wouldn't say measured because that's the wrong word. I'm just very wary of risk and risk averse. I think a few people in my life who are very key people just advise me to, you got to live, you got to say fuck it. If you get an opportunity, sometimes regardless of what you think objectively, you should just take it. And I think I'd like to continue to do that. And I think that will open more doors and more opportunities to the way I want to be than if I wouldn't do that.
Up until 3 weeks, you reckon?
That's very recent.
It
Yeah.
was
it's
quite.
very
It was
recent.
quite a pivotal moment.
What'd you do?
I was in Melbourne, and my boss was just like, gave me a bit of a life awakening
Okay.
Huge.
to just be like, you just gotta sometimes say fuck it and do it. You can work back money, you can work back leave, but you can't regain opportunities for experiences.
It's true.
It's a good point.
Especially at the age that you're at right
Mm,
now.
Yeah,
It was
especially.
very
You're
pivotal.
the youngest you're ever going to be
Mm.
right now.
Yeah.
I can't believe you got life advice from someone that wasn't me. I'm struggling to not take that personally.
That's the only life advice I've ever gotten is
But
from you.
I
Thank you.
feel that
Yes,
the
I appreciate
most
that.
now, as I'm, going from 20s to 30s,
Mm.
even though the 30s is still very young, but it's like another decade that you're rolling into. So it's like, fuck, what have I actually done with my life? Like, have I done things that I genuinely wanted to? Or like, where I've
You
just
got a
said, fuck
business
it.
and a
just-
fiance. Like, you're doing pretty good.
I think there's
Yeah, but you're just
Yeah.
listing statistics here.
there's
Eli.
something. There's
Those
something.
things
Is that what
Benched
he's
140. That's pretty sweet.
those things are great, but there's also a lot of things I would have done that I haven't.
Squatted 182 and a half on a not
Yeah,
level
squat
bar.
less than me.
Lopsided?
But
yeah,
like,
no, I agree with you.
To be
because-
fair, like I am now starting to tick a lot of those things off. For me, it's just more traveling. Like that's what I would have
Yeah.
wanted to do, which I'm able to do now, thankfully. But yeah,
And the only reason I just pointed out that you're just listing statistics is because that's a trap you can fall into, is where you're like justifying
yeah,
Sure.
your situation by going, oh well, I've done this, I've done that, or like for instance with a partner, like if someone's stuck in a shitty relationship, oh but he makes good money, he's this,
Yeah.
he's really kind, blah blah
Mm.
blah, but you don't even fucking like him.
Yeah.
Like that kind of situation where you're justifying with facts, but
Mhm.
like, is it objectively what you want?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Since your
Finish-
20s, Eli.
close us
Yeah,
off. Yeah.
because I get the 30s question was I just came up with. So I don't know, the 20s one, I don't know if you guys feel the same. Like I simultaneously miss, and also, it had to happen. I miss how reckless I was when I was 20.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
It's like, it's stupid and you can't keep doing it. But I miss, like, I'll dislocate my shoulder and then I'll play the next week. I'll miss. I heard a stand up talking about it in terms of like, any idea is a good idea when you're 20. And I kind of like that. I
Yeah.
don't feel the same way. I feel like I get a little bit less outgoing every year. And I'm trying to fight
Really?
against that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I feel like too many people say that they're introverted. I think it's more in reality, more people are probably just afraid of that interaction. Like I'll feel myself getting nervous before I like tell a story at work. Like, it's just a little bit harder. Whereas before I was whatever, these people want to hear this. It's good that I'm getting more self-aware and I'm aware of what I want to do and all the rest. But that sort of foolishness when you're young is still kind of nice. I don't really
the
have it.
naivety.
Yeah.
Just being naive and
Yeah.
just be like, yeah, I can do it.
And even,
And then you do it, and then now, even if you think you were to try to do the same thing, you're like, fuck, I could never do that.
I was
Or not
getting ready
never, but
for
it's-
football season this year, and I saw a guy get injured, and for the first time, I'm like, oh god, that could be me.
Yeah.
I don't want that. Think of what that would mean. Whereas I started playing rugby as a challenge to myself because I didn't really grow up playing it. I'm just like, yeah, come on,
Mm.
this will be fine. Way more dangerous, way higher risk, and it just didn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm now, I understand that you have to move more towards risk aversion, but there is a part of me that goes, that was pretty fun. Yeah.
I feel the same because it's like the older you get, the more you know, and then the more
Yeah.
you know, it's like, well, you analyze things more,
Yeah.
and you kind of, it does go back to like my decision making thing where it's like, especially early 20s,
Mm.
young, you just make decisions and you don't even think about it,
Yeah.
and like, you have the best time of your life.
It goes back to your sense of priority, though. Like, what were your priorities at the time?
Mm.
A priority now is probably like waking up and feeling good in the morning.
Sure.
And
That's why we drink less.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I think that back then you disregard a lot of that for like the times you're in and
Mm.
having fun with your mates, and the rush you get from playing rugby far outweighs the prospect of any injury.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I don't regret. So to follow that example, I don't regret not drinking at all, and I feel really good. But so many of my stories are drinking related, and I hope that I have the same propensity to make memories that I did when I was 20, because I think that's someone said that it's like your memories are a huge part of who you are. And how many have I made in the last few years versus what was my propensity to make memories per week or per month
Yeah.
when I was 18? Probably higher.
Yeah.
I think for me now, like with the whole paradigm shift, I feel like that propensity for me is never been stronger.
Yeah.
Like at the beginning of
Yeah,
last
you're
year,
off the chain.
at the
Jesus
beginning,
Christ.
at the beginning of last year when I
Listen.
moved, I was like, I need to start taking opportunities. Like, and you just end up in like the most miscellaneous situations that you never thought. Like, go on a boat party with random people you never like you met once or twice, and then end up at like Hugh Bear at 10:30 at night trying snails and steak.
This guy's going to be on cocaine in 2 weeks.
Yeah, you're a late bloomer.
This
late
is-
I guess
bloomer.
I suppose so, but it's like I had those opportunities were always presented to me, and I like was very risk averse from a young age,
Mm.
and like only now I like, not that I'm rehashing that, but like it's not too late to start and to bring that back.
Mm.
Mhm.
You just have to find a way for it to align with your current priorities.
I agree with that.
That
You know
would be my 40 priority, or the next 10-year priority. I'd want a little bit more clarity in terms of what I actually want, and just the commitment to do it. That's it. Because I spend the whole time, like I've told you guys about my 5-year thing of like, if you were to look back 5 years ago, would you be happy with where you are now? And what would you have to be offered in 5 years to be happy with that? And my thing is, I've always hit my targets, but what would someone have to offer me at 34 to make me go, oh yeah, sweet, that's what I want? Is it like being married with a kid? Is it being single and still living in Bondi? I don't know. And that's the first time in my life that I'm like, I'm not quite sure what I want here. And that's a bit
daunting.
a little bit like, you don't want your life to follow a script either, but it's, just a bit more clarity and commitment is probably what I want.
Mm.
Without the script, bit more clarity in what you want rather than this is what I should be doing.
Yeah, but isn't that embarrassing? I'm nearly 30 and I'm still discovering what I'm feeling.
But that's what I just
ridiculous.
said.
If
That's
you're
what. But that's what I just said.
What do you
Nobody
want?
knows what they want.
What are you unsure on?
Well, that's kind of what I'm saying is like, I'm not sure if the best option is marriage and kids, if it's just marriage, if it's being a single weirdo that you don't trust around your kids, whatever.
I think that's very, and I'm going to take over here, but I think that's very situational. So it
Sure.
should be very dynamic because right now you're freshly single. So you shouldn't have a goal of like, I want to be married with kids, because then you're just putting pressure on yourself. I need to go find someone. And then you're never going to actually be free enough to like accept someone because you're constantly looking at, is this the right person? Maybe not.
Yeah.
So I think it always needs to be what your current situation is. If you had a partner and you were like, yep, I can see myself with her long term, then that's when you could be going.
And that's the goal. The goal is to meet someone and for her to make that all clear.
Yeah.
That's the ideal.
Yeah. But like
We'll see.
without forcing it.
Sure.
Yeah, I
Like,
agree
you-
with Phil on that. Like,
As long
just
as
do
you're
it
still
without thinking.
happy living in Bondi, being single and being happy doing what you're doing,
Yeah.
enjoying your life, then I don't think that would be a problem.
Yeah.
Don't put too much pressure on yourself.
Oh, I'm not. Honestly, it's not even like that. It's just, I've just always been able to do that 5-year thought experiment. And it's only now that I'm a bit more, but it's, it's easy when you're 18.
Yeah.
It's easy to say graduated, jacked, employed. That's it.
But do you care how old you would be as a father? Or is that like not something? Because that's
not
something I care about.
It's not pressing.
Yeah, neither.
I think that within this, there's and something that I've found is like you can't. It's very hard to kind of work those things out. I think it's easier to kind of force and train yourself to be uncomfortable with not knowing and be uncomfortable with the lack of clarity, and just say, this is what I'm doing today or tomorrow, whatever. I'm doing these things for myself. You know, I'm okay with not knowing what's going to happen in 2, 3, 5 years'
It's not a
time.
real awakening. It's very,
Yeah.
very.
What he's saying is
But-
be comfortable being uncomfortable.
Exactly right. You know,
I'm good in the red zone. You remember that row? Have we talked about that before?
I know.
Yeah, that was 30 seconds.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet.
But I think you just have to let go of like, and focus on what you can control. You know,
Mm.
you can control what you do during the day. You can control how you interact with people, doing things for others. And those are all the things that, you know, will improve life and happiness. As soon as something's removed from your control, there's nothing you can do to affect it.
Mm.
You just leave it up to chance and you trust that what you're doing puts you in the best spot. And then all of a sudden someone will pop up.
Yeah. Let go.
Let it go.
I was going to say Lion King, so that's interesting that you went that way.
Oh, I went
Yeah.
Frozen. Yeah.
Went the
Is
more
that
masculine
Frozen?
option, but that's fine.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's the theme song from Frozen.
What's the Lion King one that you thought of?
It means no worries.
Oh, Hakuna Matata.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Mm.
On that note,
Yeah.
that was very
Well,
good.
No, very good.
23
Thanks, Jess.
questions.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
Love that.
Mm.
Love that. Cheers. And we all finished our beers.
Yeah.
Nobody had to re-pour. That's great.
I don't like cheersing on an empty glass.
Yeah, that's true. Very bad luck. See you later.